like Jeff Sessions, who lied to Congress saying that he never met with any Russian officials and, maybe 2 or 3 times.
Oh, the meeting that was set up by the Obama administration at the Republican convention?
I'm talking about the 2 or 3 contacts.
The one that was set up by the Obama administration.
At the Republican convention when multiple people from...
by the Obama State Department set up that meeting.
When multiple people had the contact.
It's so dumb!
But how about the idea that when FBI Director Comey said that the Trump administration has been under investigation because of collusion? That means something. Now, I wish we would have known that before the election.
Well, it means
might
a lot
have been more
of
helpful.
things, but I don't think, whatever, that's a whole separate conversation.
But that's why the independent commission is the smartest way to proceed.
We need an independent commission because we need to safeguard our elections. I think you've sponsored legislation to that effect, too.
Yes.
There's no evidence in the public view that shows a single vote changed by Russian interference. There's a ton of evidence showed that votes have been changed and affected because we don't have voter ID laws in a lot of states. Well, so if you really care...
I would actually disagree with you that. I got PolitiFacted on that one.
In the city of Detroit,
I said my statement based on the numbers was you're more likely to get struck by lightning than commit voter fraud. No, and I got a true out of PolitiFact. They don't like to give out trues because the reality is...
What does that even mean? In the city of Detroit, in the 2016 election, 1/3 more votes were cast than there were registered voters. So, like,
that happens on a regular basis because you have new voters and people who move get considered a new voter.
That's
how the numbers work.
No,
that's just how the process is. That's not a damning statistic.
Well, it might be or it might not be. We don't know. And we also don't know why a certain number of dead people vote to this day in states across the country. So, like, why wouldn't you have a voter ID law? I don't get that.
Well, first of all, I don't know how a voter ID law would change Russia interfering with our elections. But I do think if you had an independent, then let's have the independent commission come in and see if Russia indeed had fake voters coming in. I don't think they're going to find that. But let's go ahead. If that's your idea
of people voting who shouldn't have voted, I don't think it was millions of them. I don't agree with the president on that. But there were certainly a lot of them. But you don't think, if you care, why not shut that down?
But Tucker, don't you think if 2/3 of the American public and leaders in both parties think an independent commission makes sense?
Back to the commission again.
Pardon?
We're back to the commission again. Okay, you're for the commission.
Let's get the facts.
I mean, I have facts here.
I know.
So I don't know what you think, but this guy was so annoying. As he's answering Tucker, he is basically has this smirk on his face, answering just to his talking points, and even goes off into like different, I don't know, topic lines. And Tucker's like, I'm not even talking about that, and tries to bring him into what his questions are. So, Tucker says that we need to safeguard our elections. He goes, do you agree? And the gentleman said, yeah, I agree. And Tucker says, well, here's the thing. There's no evidence out there that shows that votes were changed because of Russian interference. But there is evidence out there, tons of it, that shows votes were changed because we have no voter ID law. And the gentleman's response was sharing something he wrote that someone said truth to it. And it said, you're more likely to get hit by lightning than you are to commit voter fraud. Which was a ridiculous answer because, once again, that's not the point of this conversation. Voter fraud is being done or has been done in the past through organizations or through a particular party, right? So, of course, he would get a truth to that statement because you're referring to one person. This guy was he was just annoying, and I couldn't, I couldn't get myself through the video, but I did. He still never really answered the question. Anyway.